I just put the washing on. Fellas. Fellas. Take a little peek here. I was just doing my house cleaning, and I thought, I'll open up the game to see if there's any changes on the beta, and there were changes on the beta. Let me see what they said on the forum. Hello, Neok. Oh my goodness, they've so many changes. Oh my goodness, there's so many changes. Dude, this update was released so unfinished. Look at all these changes. Okay, added chess master circuit. We'll find out what that does. Replace field survey 2 skill with signal booster skill, which boosts drone range in general rather than just rotomapper. Rotomapper also now functions similar to Occuvigil, but only revealed to the owner. Backup chassis now remember its stats. I mean, that's good. That makes sense, I guess. Possessed chassis changes follow a bit more tightly to the player. Can be opened to view their inventory. Fellas, we've got ourselves 3 15-slot chesters. Okay, repairs void cloth, right shade, and wild equipment using their kits in their inventory. Good. Drops part of their eaten gears on death, just like WX. Okay. Can use the Zap controller and aid in combat. Recognizes attack commands from the leader controlling the Zap recruiter. Can raise anchors, lower Maz, row, and soak in hot springs with their leader, given the ultimate power to copy their leader's emotes. Amazing. Okay, the possessed chassis is like significantly better now. I want to redo the run now. I want to redo the Luna one now. Hello, Elwick. Shadow is sad it's better. Shadow thinks it's so bad. You haven't noticed they added lots of it suddenly yet. Hello, Toga. All changes are so good, trust me, it's amazing. Alright, here we go. Please note some of the effects if not listed, did not receive major changes, and some have been split between whether they have a type of shadow fuel or a type of shadow agent implant. Pure Horror can be put in. If Implant of Pure Horror unlocks the Auto Grabber drone, which replaces the shadow harvesting effect. The Auto Grabber drone, okay. Adrian Possession unlocks the Exploiterator drone, which replaces the Shadow Whip debuffing effect. While having any Shadow Implant, Dumbex can consume Night Fuel Pure Horror for a short emergency burst of energy. Temporarily overrides your battery to max power level, does not recharge your online battery level. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Like, if you get in a bad situation, you could just chug Nightmare Fuel to max out your battery level. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that. Active temperature circuits will prevent the respective overheating and freezing overlays and animations. That's good change. So now you won't constantly be freezing or overheating while you have those circuits plugged in. Perishing rates now stack. EG2 rate means WX inventory has half perishing rate. While armor target lock in range is increased by range booster circuits with beta tinkering 1. That's cool. Fire scan now ignores walls and pathfinding. Watering can now be used on Nutribricks. Okay, so you don't need to set things on fire. Added unique examination strings for backup chassis. You can now double click in the skill UI to learn the skill. That's good. Oh, this was a great bug. Why'd they fix this? Has been in the game for so long. There's a skill effect applying to negative dampness items. Fix network issues. Temperature going too high. While apply to beam booster circuit. Let's look around swapping chassis. Yeah, they don't do the Kiri sound. I want to redo the run now. Well, like, my Shadow run now is completely irrelevant because they just completely changed it, right? Like, it's completely irrelevant. They're involuntary. I don't know if they're gonna do more to it or not. I don't know. It's just kind of like. Alright, let's check out these shadow drones. Do you have to craft them? You do? Oh my goodness. I mean, I thought Shadow Affinity was fine, but also at the same time it was kind of boring. It's like, oh hey, you plug in the heart and you just get 25% damage buff. Like yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like it's nothing really WX related. You just get a damage buff. Oh yeah. So instead of field survey, they've got signal booster. Expands the bioscanner scan radius and extends the range of the rotomapper, adaptcure, auto grabber, and exploitorator. Oh, it affects all of the shadow drones as well. I kind of want this, but like this might be legit. All right, let's see what do we have here. It says that these guys auto grabber and exploitorator. So I was thinking like I might record a quick WX guide until they fix stuff, but this is the fix. Wait until the changes fully come out on the main route to do the shadow run again. Yeah, probably. It's just a waste of time otherwise. But honestly, my Luna run has completely just been abolished. Like the Luna run is kind of still fine. It's just that they now repair their armor, which is kind of nice. Oh yeah, right, the Chessmaster circuit. Only a pair of each chess piece, rules of her fleshlings. Oh, this just makes it so you can have however many you like. Oh, and it's a single gamma as well. Clockworks are neutral. That's pretty good. So you can just raid the ruins without them ever aggroing. That's quite legit. Wait, you can just recruit them? You do not need to stun them? Oh, I don't have either of those. So they love me. That's pretty cool. You just scan a clockwork night, it looks like. Yeah, it's cool. I don't think it would really impact your runs, other than in the ruins, you just have no danger, except nightmare creatures. Makes sense. WX is a robot. Makes sense. But yeah, you'll have Sonic Invoker and a Chess Master piece. What happens if you have lots of Chess Masters plugged in? Oh, does it increase your limit by 1 for each circuit you have plugged in? I see. Oh, what does stacking multiple do then? I was like, I don't think, in practical terms, I don't think you'd want to sacrifice your gears to recruit Clockworks. Like, in the ruins, if Clockworks don't aggro you... Hello, you server girl. If Clockworks don't aggro you in the ruins, you don't really need to recruit them, I don't think. Because they can't help you kill anything except Ancient Guardian. And even then, they'll probably just make the fight take longer because they'll pull the aggro of Ancient Guardian so you can't stun it. Oh, I see. So at certain thresholds, you can unlock more, I see. Yeah, if you've got this circuit, they just don't. Okay, that's good. So you plug this in, plus Super Invoker, and that's kind of it. Very good. Okay, that's cool. Now let's see this. Oh, do you need pure horror for this? A dark heart. Oh, you can't have both. Interesting, you can't have both. If you've got the heart plugged in, you can only have these guys. If you've got Nightmare Fuel plugged in, you can only have the grabbers. That's good, I guess. The grabbers were kind of annoying, to be honest. I mean, this is probably better, honestly. The heart was annoying. And I only played for like 30 days, and the heart was, like, annoying. So I went to attack, and they scanned something. Hello. Apply debuff when locked onto the enemy. So rather than the whip debuff, you have to use these guys. Fellas. Except they're slow and awful. Okay, cool. Wait, how long do they have to be locked? Okay, there's 5% damage buff for each one. Except they don't lock on. Like, they just kept... Hello. Oh. But like, even versus a boss, it moves around so much. These guys are gonna keep getting off of the boss. Like, what? Come on. They're just gonna keep getting off the boss. I gotta say, I'm kind of in love with the super processing circuit. It's like so legit. They self-destruct. Oh, yo. I'm now a bit... Would you even unlock an affinity at this point? I don't think you even unlock this now. I think I'd rather have Alpha Tinkering 1. Wait a second. I'd rather have this, get rid of this, and unlock this. Or just go Alpha Tinkering 1 or 2. That's a first. In none of the skill trees have I considered just not unlocking an affinity. Alright, let me fight Berger just to see if they lock on good or not. Yeah, I still have an extra point, so I could go for number 2. Alright, let's see. Oh wait, I think I have an invisible one. Oh, Berger, you've got some trouble now. Now he's stunned, so that doesn't really count, but you know, even the slightest movements, they don't lock on. Yeah, it says the range does help them lock on, it did say that. I guess it still is like whatever 5-10% damage buff, but it's still kind of slow. Is it 5% buff for each one? Yeah, it looked like 5%. Do they deactivate after time? Like, you have to get a good like 5 attacks in before they aggro. So if you're fighting a boss, which you're like kiting every 4 or 5 hits, these guys aren't gonna do anything. Let me see, what do they cost? How do they last for a limited time? Nightmare Fuel lets you do that. I guess they're pretty cheap. You have 20%. Oh, you can have 4 with the Possessed Shadow Atrium? Ah. Yeah, these are fine. They're kind of expensive though. Wait, hold on, let me see. So you get 4. You get 5% damage for each of them, but they have to be locked onto the enemy. That's fine. As long as they don't expire after like 2 days. They deactivate against Nightmare Weapon, but don't see the animation. Interesting. They don't seem to deactivate. Unless, like, skipping doesn't affect it. So they do expire? So Nightmare Fuel and Pure Horror gets you the collector drones. Let's see if let's see the collector drones. These guys, they're fine. Sure, whatever. I was being negative, but like they're fine. Oh wait, you can't kill them. If I unplug this, does it get rid of them? Yeah, it does. So they deactivate when you unplug the hub. Sure. Alright, so then Nightmare Fuel and Pure Horror give you the collector drones. Let's just make these. Sure. Oh, you get me something? I mean, yeah, that's fine. A timer while they're scanning? Oh, so they apply the debuff for a certain amount of time? That is better than them just expiring after a flat 2 days, I guess, because it's after a certain amount of fighting. Why aren't they giving me anything? They seem kind of whack, I'm not gonna lie. They are quite slow. And if I'm at the base with like a million items all over the floor, will they pick up random stuff? Let's see. I want these 4 things in specific. Ah, they do grab random stuff. I want these things in specifically. No, grab random stuff. Okay. Yeah, they're kind of whack. I don't know. I probably wouldn't make these. But purely because the pickup effect from the previous beta was also just like kind of annoying. Over time, it was like just annoying. Both grabber and exploiter. I think that makes sense because you can specifically make the ones that you want. But I guess it's fine that it's separated out. Automatically harvest for you? Yeah, but like how much time does that really save? You know what I mean? Like how much time does that really save? When you're harvesting grass like maximum once every like 2 or 3 days and it takes you like 30 seconds. And these guys make it 10 seconds. Like it's not that much of a time save. Yeah, legit. I think it's still worth having the affinity because you can make these guys and get 20% damage buff. When you just spin. If you're just spinning, it probably saves you like... I guess they might help you pick up the grass. Should we find out? For every like 8 I'm picking up, they're picking up 1. Oh my goodness, they're so slow. They maybe grabbed 5 bits of grass? Yeah, these guys are kind of whack. They're better on the standby chassis. Wait, you can put these on standby chassis? I really don't like people being like, oh, you can like just plugging stuff into standby chassis. Like, no, but no one's doing that. Like, no one's doing that. It's like cool in concept, but no one's doing it. No one's like plugging a heart into the chassis and having it auto harvest stuff at the base. No one's doing that. Because you have like I don't know. You might have a like in my boss rushes, I did have a chassis at base. It's like maybe. It's like maybe. But it's effort. Like plugging nightmare fuel into the range booster chassis and then having these guys. I don't know. Kind of whack. Let's see. What else do we have? Let me read this again. Place feels like a signal booster. Rotor mount now also functions similar to Ocuvisual. Backup chassis now remember its stats. The backup chassis remembering their stats makes sense because it means you can't manipulate your stats. Possessed chassis. Follow a bit more time. Alright, let's do the possessed chassis. So Shadow Affinity, yeah, fine. You get the heart and you get a 10% damage buff rather than 20%. So it's like fine. Then you get 20% with the possessed heart. Yes. You know how them remembering the sets work with Luna. The Luna ones max them out, and when they when they die, I imagine their stats just go back to full. But let's find out, shall we? You've got shadow collectors and shadow scanners. They auto pick things up or they buff your damage a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, they just changed it so you can double click to learn. Nice. I mean, it's good you can access their inventory, but it's very powerful. Luna clones of the Zaptro. I'll try it, but like, I can't imagine it's good. It seems so whack. Like, I guess it makes sense because it's part of the skill tree, but it seems kind of bizarre. Maybe because I don't have the affinity, he's not using the Zaptro. Hello. Hello. Open. That's crazy. Oh, so they disable themselves temporarily so you can give them a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's good. Maybe because I don't have the skill. Well, it's not that they buffed the Luna, they just made the Luna what they promised it would be. Yeah, Luna is much better now that it repairs stuff, but I think you still don't use them until the end game. It's kind of annoying to use, but it's much better now that you can just access them while they're like possessed. Yeah, get those bloomerangs in, lad. Oh no, what are they doing? What are they doing? Oh my goodness. Do you see them? Why are they so stupid? They're like dancing back and forward. They're trying to stay close to me, but they're also trying to stay at max range with the Gloomrangs. They're just doing this. So they're still, their logic is still like bad. I give up, man. I actually give up. Try to be closer. Yeah, I don't know if that's good though. So now if I attack, they're trying to go to max distance, but also trying to stay close. See, now they come forward and they go back. They throw twice and they go back and go forward. I don't know. I don't get that logic. I actually give up. Like for real, I actually give up. Their logic is so bad. Like I get slightly tilted. Not gonna lie, mildly tilted. They're trying to melee. Why would they be trying that? They have a Gloomrang. It's a range weapon. So if they do the attack command, they'll just attack. Either way, bad, and I can't bother, honestly. Right, let's see. Repairs, void stuff. Okay, whatever. I'm actually like so over this skill tree now. Like, got part of their gears eaten. That's fine. Use the drone, whatever. Recognize attack patterns. Blah blah blah. Can raise anchors, whatever. Ultimate. Copy their leader's emote. Sure, whatever. Like, how hard is it though? Like, how hard is it though? For them just to like hold F. Like, for real though. No. But for real though. How hard is it for them to literally just hold F? Like, it's crazy. Like, right? Like, how hard is it for them to just hold F? Because that'll be the strat, right? I'll be meleeing to keep the boss away from them so they can range, but then they're just running back and forth and not attacking. Like, I just want them to hold F. New with the mimic and stuff? Nah, it doesn't look like they've changed anything about that. Oh, well, I haven't tested, so it might be different, but I just don't care. Let's see. Alright, fellas, I need you to fight the barrier. What? What are they doing? I just don't. I just don't know. I actually just don't know. So, I'm not saying it's good, but I think what happened, I understand what happened, I'm pretty sure. When I stop attacking, they want to stay close to me, so they just run towards the boss. So, and then they got hit because I was kiting the boss because the boss was winding up an attack. And like it was even before they got their weapons dropped, they still ran right up to the boss. That's what got them hit. I actually give up. They're so stupid. So this means if I was fighting Warbot and I was kiting, they would just run up to me and get hit, which defeats the point of giving them ranged weapons. I just give up. I give up on them, honestly. They're such a massive pain. They're a massive resource sink because you have to give them double layers of armor, otherwise they die. At least now they can repair their armor, but they still will just get hit when you're kiting. It's just, I hate them. They're actually so bad. I legit give up. I actually give up. Good gimmick, but not practical at all. Massive resource drain. The attack range one proceeds to melee. They weren't trying to melee, so what they were doing is their logic is if I'm not being commanded to attack, I need to stay close to my leader, regardless if there's a boss right there. So what happened is I was attacking. Then when I went to kite Bearager, so I stopped attacking, they were like, oh, I'm not attacking, so I have to go close to the leader. So I was here, Bearager was here, and they were behind Bearager. They were like, oh, and they all literally ran right into Bearager and then got hit by 2 attacks and died. It's actually glorious. Integrate kiting patterns with pathing? No, but like, all they have to do, there's no complex kiting pattern required. Literally have a few rules. 1, stay close to leader. 2, well, in this priority should be 1, stay away from danger. 2, stay close to leader. 3, no wait, I lie. This should be the priority. If leader is attacking, I should attack. If leader is not attacking, I need to then get away from danger, but then try to stay close to the leader. What that will result in, if you're attacking Bearager, then you stop attacking, they'll all spread out because they'll get away from Bearager, or like whatever boss you're fighting, they'll all just get away from it. And then when you start attacking again, then they all go back in. That's it. Like, simple rule. There's no complex kiting pattern needed. Just do that. So that way, in this case, with the Gloomrang, I would have been attacking. Then when I stopped attacking, they might move forward a little bit to try to get to me, but then they would also stay away from danger, so they would step back again. Or maybe they should just recognize they have a ranged weapon and stay at that max range distance. Because that's what I saw that logic kicking in. There's that logic kicking in when, if they have a ranged weapon, they try to stay at that distance. That's why they were running back after they ran forward. So I think just the simple like 3 rules would fix it. Teleport the leader. I mean, that'd probably be your last resort because that doesn't really make sense for them to be able to teleport. Access the beta update list on Play website, like the patch notes. There you go. Yeah, I give up, honestly. They're so annoying. They're so bad. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have an in-combat mode, really, doesn't it? Because their rules don't really change. They're like, oh yeah, I gotta stay close to the leader. Even if that means running face first into a boss. So if I was doing a run now, yeah, you ignore the fellas. The fellas haven't really changed other than they're like... The fellas haven't changed other than they can repair their gear, which means in the late game you can have them run around with a bright shade armor, bright shade staff, and a crown. You'd probably give them 2 bright shade armors in case their armor breaks. So I think this is fine. Like you'd let them run around like this, except we just saw that they're stupid and they don't do it correctly. Let me dress them up with bright shade staffs and see what happens. Hello, Fabiola. Tank the boss or attacks, or leader stay ranged as well. What? So with this, you either just tank the boss or leader stay ranged as well, probably. I don't think. Like, currently, I don't think there's a way around it. You either need to sit there and holding F to force them to stay away. so that you can't kite. Or if you're ranging, you still need to kite, so when you stop attacking for a fraction of a second, they'll start running right towards you, so they'll run into the boss. I don't know, man. I don't get it. I guess it's beta, so it's meant to be, like, not fixed, but, like, my goodness. I think the simple rules would be way more effective. It's like the targeting in the game. The targeting in the game, I don't know how it works. I think just a simple rule of attack whatever's closest, rather than having weird lock-on mechanics to the point where I can't tell what I'm going to attack when I press F sometimes. And then that's why I like complain. I'll go crazy because I can't tell what's like why it's hitting a certain thing. They can use the Zapper drone, indeed, but I don't think that's effective, like, at all. Like, they might stay still with the Zapper drone. I think I need a despawn and change my skill tree again.
Nice.
Might stun lock. Y'all don't know what stun locking means. The SD community loves saying stun lock when they're not describing stun lock. I'm low-key just tilted because I'm mad that all of this is still broken. I'm just like mad over the chassis still being broken. So I'm being mad sassy, I tell you. Mad sassy. Just like number 1 rule, stay away from danger. Number 1 rule, attack when the leader is attacking. Number 2 rule, stay away from danger when you're not attacking. Number 3 rule, when you're not doing those two, you need to stay close to leader. Like that, bam, everything's fixed. Bam, just keep it like that. Amazing. Just do it. Just do that. Like amazing. Actually fixed. Extra meaning stuff work for Bishop Clockworks. Might be better to just have Clockworks. Yeah, it might be better to just have Clockworks. In the early game, for sure. In the early game, yeah, it's better to have Clockworks because they're cheaper. And when they die, you can get more. But these guys are just annoying. In the late game, when you have plenty of resources, these guys are more practical, but they're still annoying when they die. It's annoying when their bodies get crushed. But because they can repair armor now, they shouldn't really ever die while the boss is still alive. The avoid danger rule. Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? It's the most basic rule. That's why I've been saying this whole time that like the first iteration of their kiting was so good because they just stayed away from danger. There was no complex kiting. There was no trying to copy your kiting or like try to copy your moves. No. They just stayed away from danger. So like if there was a boss and you stopped attacking it, they would go whoop and they would get away from the boss. And then you start attacking, then they would go back. Like it was so simple and it worked amazingly. The concept of using clones is still very cool. Like, so I think it's still very cool and I like it. But like, my goodness, make them not trash. They're so annoying. They're so trash. They're just a massive resource sink at the moment. And they're just garbage. They just never avoid attacks. And it could be done with such simple things. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is like, these could be so much better. Like in concept, this is great. 3 WX clones, that's great. Even if half damage. But then in implementation, they just don't dodge attacks. They just get hit and then they die and their bodies get destroyed. Earth Affinity got nerfed. I mean, no, this Lunar Affinity's like accidentally got nerfed because their kiting pattern is like even worse now. Because I just don't know what rules they're following now. Yeah, you can just exactly what Charlie said. You can just constantly make pet clockworks to just follow you for free. Because you could farm clockworks to get gears, then use pet clockworks, right? And you probably wouldn't use rooks, but you'd like grab 3 knights and 3 bishops. That's fine. Alright, what was I gonna do? Alright, let's see how they work with this. Let's see what happens. I'm holding F and they're still doing it. Like that wasn't that bad that time because I just tanked the entire thing. But they're still doing it. They do 2 or 3 attacks, then they run forward and they go, oh wait, I'm attacking, and they run back to max distance to start attacking again. I don't get it. I don't get it. But this setup, it makes them the most bearable because they just stay out of the way most of the time, except when they don't. When you fight in the same distance with them, it's alright maybe. I don't know. Maybe. No disrespect to the programmers and stuff. Like they're good at what they do, obviously. They're just thinking of things to fix. It's like there's a problem and they're patching on top of patching on top of patching rather than just having like good fundamentals. You know what I mean? So now you've got all these rules and they're conflicting. Like the max range rule and stay near leader rule are just completely conflicting. So they end up just like doing 2 or 3 attacks, then running towards them, being like, oh wait, I meant to be at max distance. Then they run back. Alright, let's do Berger and see if they get obliterated. Oh, sick. They just immediately got hit. Wait, what are they doing? Wait, oh, they just don't kite anymore. They just straight up just don't kite anymore. Amazing. I actually give up. Ugh. Yeah, the bear knocked their weapons off, but what I was trying to show is they just don't even kite. I was dodging Berger and they just sat there. Not only just sat there, that would be fine, but they actually came closer to me so that they would get hit by the attack. Like, I actually give up. I actually just give up. Alright. Right, what else? Honestly, though? Just have a little crew of, like, 3 bishops following you at all times. Like, knights, they're too slow. And rooks, they're too destructive. They're good distractions, but they'll die really fast. So I reckon you just chest master. Hold on, sorry. I didn't test the Zaptricutor. With the Zaptricutor, do they stay? Because with the Zaptricutor, they stay as an iPad kid stance. So maybe they don't move. Let's find out. Side Albia said they shock Berger so that he doesn't move. Excellent. Let's find out. They want you to build like a tank and hold F, but even then, it's like you're holding F just for your minions to stay away. Like, it's so silly. Like, they just don't have the rule of just stay away from danger anymore. They just don't do that anymore, which is crazy. It's such a simple rule that was super effective, but that's just not a rule anymore, it seems. Why can't I, Oh, I have Shadow Fingers for some reason. Such a silly rule that just isn't implemented anymore. The update link? Yeah. Alright. Also, these things are absurdly expensive. You have to recharge them by like zapping them with lightning, so you just can't. It's these things are so expensive. Cover my iPad children. Let's see. Will they be stupid? Oh my goodness. They're just like running into it. Okay, this is good. It keeps them... Okay, never mind. But it does keep them from kiting. So what I've determined is that the Zap Scooter bot is good because it keeps them away. It just keeps them away from the boss fight. Like they're stuck in an animation, so they just can't come close to the boss. Too bad with cheese and rage claws. But like, what do you mean? It's gonna run out of durability way before it dies. Like way before it dies. Like, what do you mean? Like, this thing doesn't have that much durability. And you're not going to be making, like, 10 of them. I mean, that's valid, though. Once they lose their weapon, they should probably be done. Oh my goodness. Holy moly, I can see so much. They use less durability? True, but, like... Okay, so 45 damage. Let's assume they do full damage. How much use does this have? Is it 100? It's less than 100. Say it's 75. 75 multiplied by 45. That's 3,300 damage per drone. Dragonfly is 27,000. Divide by 3,750. Needs 7.5 drones. So you'd have to give them 2 drones each. Which is... $70 biodata. And like 60 scrap. No one's doing that. No one's doing that. Low-key, I kind of don't like that some don't starve videos where people will show something cool in concept, but it's like, yeah, but no one's doing that. They just ignore the resource cost. It's like, yeah, no one's doing that though. It's the same kind of thing here. Like when you're testing in a vacuum, sure, you can give them unlimited zap scooters, but no one's doing that. It's way too expensive. You'd rather just not use them. You only one drone? Yeah, but okay, but the point I'm getting to, the point I'm saying is, if you give them one drone, it will break way before the boss dies. Way before the boss dies. Because there's no repair kits for these things, right? So my point is, you'll have it for like 20% of the boss fight. And then you have to not use them, right? Or you have to make lots of them. Or am I missing something? I'm out of H2O. Oh, backup H2O. Dude, I have 0 patience. I'm so salty this morning, it would seem. So salty. Nice. Tired are we? Am I missing something, perhaps? And, like, you repair these by giving them lightning, right? Only one of them needs a drone to basically keep them in the electrocuted state. Oh, I see. So you're saying the rest of them fight like normal, but one has the drone. Okay, let's try that. The other's gonna have bright shade. Oops. Bright shade. But die. Wait a second. Wait a second. What the hell? Wait a second. Wait there, gosh darn second. What just happened? Tide Aoi was right. All praise to Tide Aoi. It stuns them just long enough, and then interrupts their attack cycle just long enough. I think if you were away, they would probably be able to move a little bit, but they can't quite attack. It's ignoring stun resistance, yeah. I imagine that's a bug, because all of the mobs in the game have stun resistance. If you remember from my Clockwork video, Berejo had stun resistance, but there was just so many bishops hitting him, it did stun him so that he couldn't attack a lot of the time. So I think that's a bug, and they will fix that. Because that's obviously, like, busted, that you can just perma-stun bosses like that. Innate stun res, yeah, I think that's a bug. Berejo stun and Musku Honk is the main issue. Yeah, I mean, you'd give them backup weapons, probably. But, these guys are just way too much effort. That I'm kind of like throwing these guys under the bus, but I think there's way too much effort. They're just not worth the payoff at all. Ability to bypass. I mean, if the Zapshooter is intended to do that, then that's silly. But I guess it's powerful, but it's silly because you just disable all bosses by having one clone having that. Also, hello bad. Yeah, I guess it reduces the chance that your other drones will die. How do they fare under Dicker's new kiting? New kiting? There isn't any kiting. Also, you like how my other drone died? I mean, now I'm kiting, and he's gonna run right into the attack. Look at that. Actually marvelous. It's amazing. It's honestly, it's beautiful. Like, it's beautiful. It's just amazing. My only thought is that whoever was programming this, they didn't think of like all the rules like slamming into each other and what ends up happening, and the result is they just run into the boss and get hit. I'm actually so done. Yeah, I don't know, man. Whatever. Like at this point, this update will be fine. Like, I wonder if they'll actually keep working on this, or if they're just gonna like leave it like kind of broken and be like, yeah, whatever. We're just gonna leave it like that. Oh, Lord Lee, they've made the kiting of the drones of the clones worse. Like they just don't see the boss anymore. They'll just run directly into the boss. Like when you start kiting, they'll be like, "Master, you want us to kite? No, we're gonna run towards you." And then they get annihilated by the boss. It's glorious. It's actually glorious. Like they just don't try to kite. They just run into the boss. It's amazing. So, even though they repair armor now, which is great, you still need to double layer them because they'll just die so fast because they just run into the boss. It's actually glorious. Yeah, and Shadow is like... Honestly, I'm not that mad at Shadow. I'm honestly not that mad at Shadow. Hot take. I kind of... Not that I prefer what it is now, but I'm glad they removed picking up from the damage boosting bit. Because I played like 30 days of the Shadow run, I think, and I was like getting annoyed at the auto picking up. It was quite annoying. So I was unplugging... Oh, I love Don't Starve. You'll hold down like arrow key and then it will just stop receiving input for a second. Beautiful. Yeah, I was constantly unplugging the heart when picking things up because it was just annoying. Yeah, the Vex are applying really late. The bad thing about the Vex as well... Oh, time to perish. So, my only gripe with the... Oh, I can't. So, like, when you kite an enemy... these guys stop scanning. And they come back to you, and then when you attack again, they start scanning again. So against something like, let me just test that. Against something like, oh, I think the game crashed. Amazing. When you're fighting something like a Moose Goose, they're just like not really going to be scanning all that often at all. So I think my opinion of it all hasn't really changed. Maybe go to Glade not kite and just hold F. Have you seen the gameplay trailers they release? they will sit there without armor and hold F and get hit. I mean,
Nice.
benefit of the doubt, right? Benefit. If we're being charitable, I imagine they've put all of these separate rules in for the clones without thinking about how they're gonna work together, and they just don't work together. Yes, only smiley faces. What's picking up and looking at this weird drone? No, I think it's fine. They're different. I think it's fine. Lord Lee made the best decision and not playing the game. Hello, Vacomsed. Oh dear. Danger, do not approach coding. Yeah, like, they had it at the very first patch. They were probably just like, we'll just throw a simple rule in just until we figure something out more complicated. But it worked the best. Just like, they just stayed away from danger. It just worked so well. I don't know why they got rid of it. Oh, but it might still be in there, but it just gets overridden by all the other garbage they wrote into it. Or wrote into it. They split the effects of the shadow into two different drones. You've got a pickup drone and you've got the damage buffing drone. Damage buffing drone you get from plugging in the heart and shadow and possessed heart, so you get 2 and 4 of them. They 5% damage buff each. So with this, you can summon 2 of them. But let's... Alright. So this is basic boss where you're kiting. How many of my attacks are going to get buffed? Okay. Why am I so... I have speed bonus. How am I not kiting? Oh, it's not activated yet. It seems they stay scanning for a few seconds before as you kite. So actually they're not bad. Actually, you know what? These guys are kind of fine. Oh, never mind. No, they're not. Wait, why are they stopping? Wait, why are they stopping to scan? They have like... Oh my goodness. Every time the boss moves, they stop scanning and have to reposition. Huh.
Oh my goodness, but like why though? Why has it been specifically made to be bad? Like, every time the boss moves, which it will because it's a living creature, every time it moves this much, it goes, oh no, where is it? And it stops scanning it. Oh my god. I actually cannot. Zaptro loses Jubilee at the same rate on clones? What the hell? Oh. Bruh. Oh. Bruh. Bruh. The Rage Beta update, yes. Just smiley face? Lordly's right. Remember, fellas, remember to smile. Ugh, goodness. Now I've got stuff falling out of my ears. It's not even like Wendy fiasco where the forums went crazy and Clay listened. Yeah, they did this of their own accord. Yeah, we've checked those too. Did this from their own in-house feedback. Beautiful. It's actually glorious. Like it's amazing though. But like, did you see what was happening? I was kiting and they kept scanning, but then when the boss moved, they stood there. They stopped scanning. Then they would hover there for a second. And then be like, oh my goodness, the boss moved. They go over to it and start scanning, and then they come back to you and they go, oh wait, you're attacking the boss. Okay, cool. We go back to scan. So you're getting that damage buff, just like not all of the time though. It's marvelous. Clay does want us. Clay does think. I think that I'm having fun, and I'm not like being mean, but like it's just funny to be like, yeah, Clay legit just wants you to tank. Just hold F. What do you mean you guys are, wait, you guys are kiting? Don't you guys prepare for like 20 days for each boss, making like a bunch of pierogi and jelly beans and stuff, and like log suits, and then you just tank the boss? Is that not what you do? What do you kite the boss? What do you mean? What does this kiting look like? Talk to me. Yeah. So, if you're currently a Wigfrid main who wants to play WX, then this update is for you. Because it works if you hold F. If you don't hold F and you tank, then nothing is good here. Oh my goodness! Like, these guys are actually bad now, though. They're like so bad. I actually hate them. They just don't kite. They just run into the boss and kill themselves. Like, it's amazing. Eat number fuel. Oh yeah. So this one's actually kind of cool. So if you've just got wet, like you're at Crab King, you can eat this. Oh wait, hold on. You can consume this. Yeah, and it goes to maximum for a temporary amount of time. But this is kind of cool. So if you're like wet and you want to force activate this, like that's kind of legit. I'm gonna be totally real. Like if you make a mistake and you're wet and your circuits are deactivating, you just keep chugging nightmare fuel to keep your things up. Like that's kind of legit. I like that. That's quite good. I like that very much because it means if you make a mistake and you get too wet, you can kind of override it. Can you eat pure horror? Yes. I imagine it will just last longer, but do the same thing. Yeah, it just lasts longer. Yeah, that's cool. Good job, Clay. That's actually cool. Like, actually good. Like, an emergency power override. A very cool idea. Very good. Like, that's fine. That's great, actually. So, my Lunar boss rush that's being edited currently, it shouldn't be out of date because, like, other than the clone's behavior now being like worse, they now repair stuff, which doesn't really matter because I gave them enough armor so that they didn't need to repair. And yeah, so I think that one can still be released. Like the shadow alignment is like fine, but stuff just needs tweaking. The lunar alignment is just it's cool in concept, but it's really cool in concept. Like it's still really cool in concept, but the logic of the clones are garbage. 1, attack when the leader attacks. 2, stay away from danger. 3, stay close to the leader. Bam. That's it. Bam. 3 rules in that order of priority. Bam. Job done. Job done. Like, I feel like that's what it was on the first iteration of the beta, and it was great. It was great. Go back and watch my first beta video. It was amazing. They just kited, and it was very simple. They didn't kite because of any complex coding algorithms. No. They kited because they were like, that's a boss. I need to stay away from that. So when you stopped attacking, it would just go whoop, and they would all get away from the boss. Chugging pure horror in a dark corner in servers. Chugging pure horror. Ugh. Marvelous. Truly a smiley face moment. Yeah, I don't know if I'll continue my shadow run. So you plug in the hearts so that you can unlock drones. That sometimes give you a damage buff. When you plug the pure horror in WX, probably looks the same as the rest of it. Probably nothing special happens. Just means you can make 4 pickup drones rather than 2. Yeah. No visual effect. I remember the drones being craftable if they were a bit stronger. I think the drones are fine. But what's bad, I think, is that they don't work to stand alone. They really want you to expand their signal with this or like range booster circuits. Because right now, they're like, oh, well, like, they will be like, well, the Shadow Infinity drones are, like, losing aggro or, like, losing scanning radius on the boss because it's too far away, so you need to unlock this. It's like, no, no, no. I just want this to work standalone. Like, I think that's valid. This is meant to be, like, the Infinity skills are probably meant to be the strongest skills on a skill tree, I would have thought. So I don't like that their thing is linked to this. And then it's also weird because then, like, these just aren't affected by the range ones. I don't even know if range boosters affect these. They fixed the spinning sliding bug. Can you test that? Oh, they did. I mean, I would have to fight Warbot to do it, and I can't bother to fight Warbot. I was gonna go outside today. Oh yeah, CC phase 3, that'll do. Oh yeah. You just don't launch forward so violently. That's good. Before you'd absolutely get launched forward. That's good. Instantly better. Good job, play. Very nice. Very epic, in fact. Very nice. Me likey. Alright. I would speculate that Clay watches my stuff sometimes. Because they, like, buffed it in a way that... buff stuff in a way that I've exactly described. So, Clay, here's my serious feedback without being salty. Like, maybe there's more to the clones logic that I'm seeing. But, in my humble opinion... giving them 3 basic rules would make them much simpler to understand, and, like, they would just do better in practice. So, number 1 rule, attack when the master is attacking. That includes the cool thing which you've done, which is when you click attack, now that they command to attack, not when you're actually doing the attack animation, but when you're going for an attack. That's good. So, number 1. Number 1, attack when the master is attacking. Number 2, stay away from danger. As in, if there's a boss and they're running close to the boss, they prioritize getting away from the boss. Number 3, stay close to master. So what would end up happening then is if they're attacking, you go attack, attack. If they're attacking at range, they'd be attacking. Then when I kite, because I'm meleeing, they would want to stay away from the boss, but also get close to me. So if they're on the other side, they would stay there. Or if they're around here, they would like kind of do this and come over to my side, but they'd still stay at max range. Yeah, and then while they're attacking, they don't do any repositioning. Because with range weapons, they're currently repositioning every 2 or 3 attacks. Yeah, so those 3 rules, I think, would fix it, but maybe, you know, I didn't program it, so maybe there's more to it that I'm just not seeing or not understanding, so who knows. Add a command wheel? Absolutely not. That'd be way too finicky. Way too finicky adding a command wheel. Okay, clone number 1, stay. Clone number 2, go over there. Clone number 3, wait, attack. Oh, wait, oh no, oh, I died. Absolutely not. That's way too complex. Definitely not. Call them to you? Absolutely not. Nope. 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 Because then, what does that mean for the default behavior? Should default behavior be they don't follow you? Because that's why you have to have a cool command, right? Because if they followed you by default, then you wouldn't need a cool command. So absolutely not. No, no, no. No, no, no. Absolutely not. I mean, you need like you have to make a remote control to control your clones. Absolutely not. No, no. No, no. And also, they'd probably just say, I think it makes sense to say, no, you can't control them. Like, they're inhabited by gestalts. You can't control the gestalts. There's not like a machine with a remote control. It's something infesting the body, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense for there to be a remote control. Absolutely not. I am not micromanaging the clones. Like, we've already seen that it's like so much effort to set them up. If I had to micromanage them during the fight as well, it's just, oh, goodness gracious. And what's my other feedback? Make these guys drones just like, make them be able to scan and move at the same time so they don't just like so they don't just like they lose sight of the boss, stop scanning, go back to you, then realize you're attacking, so go back to the boss and start scanning again. So just make it so they can move and scan at the same time, and just remove their affiliation with the signal booster. It's silly that this doesn't just work standalone. Like at the moment, this works badly. With this, it's probably better, but it shouldn't require an extra skill just to make these work properly. You know what I'm saying? That's my feedback. Give the clones 3 basic rules and make the shadow scanners actually scan and move at the same time, and that's it. That's it. I think that's good. The enemy, which can be good, but they are stuck like that all the time, which is the problem. Is it the problem? The problem that I'm complaining about is that they just get hit by the boss. And so that's in their logic. So when there's fighting happening, they'll prefer to stick towards you rather than acknowledge the danger and stay away from the danger. So I'm going to have to disagree there. And the problem right now is they just don't stay away from danger. Not necessarily that they're staying too close to you, but just they're not staying away from danger. Overcharge also boosts the circuit's output, like stronger sanity regen, speed regen, etc. No. Like, that's a cooling concept, but what in reality, what does that actually tell the player to do? In reality, what that tells the player is, hey, if you want extra speed bonus, you have to use Nightmare Fuel during boss fights. So you have to go chug Nightmare Fuel during boss fights to have a buff, and that's not good. Immo. Reminds me of like Uncompromising Mode, where they said, hey guys, acid rain and hay fever. But you can avoid both of those if you kill 2 certain bosses at the right time. So during spring, if Bee Queen is dead, hay fever doesn't happen. And then during autumn, if Toadstool is dead, acid rain doesn't happen. So what does that force you to do? Are you going to deal with all these annoying weather effects? No, you're just being forced to kill that boss at a certain time. So it's not like, it's not fun. You're being given a task that you have to do to keep playing. You know what I'm saying? Kind of similar there by saying Nightmare Fuel increases your speed and such. So like, yeah. You just feel like you have to keep chugging Nightmare Fuel during boss fights. And also, WX's circuit's already pretty good. Honestly, even if you ignored both of these affinities, WX is kind of nuts. Like, all of these, like, just the spin cycle plus Shadow Maul, that's all you need. Like, honestly, that's all you need. It's already good, but that's it. That's all you need. Spin cycle is the best bit. And then these are just kind of whatever. I think you probably would ignore this. Especially if they don't fix anything. If they don't fix anything, you especially ignore this. But for now, you do this, I think. And then you just plug it. You do the Rook to get 10% damage, which is kind of sad. And it's like not even just 10%. It's 10% when they're scanning. So it's probably going to be more like 6 or 7% because they're not scanning all the time. And then Possessed Heart, you get up to 20%, but again, it'll probably be like 12% because they're not scanning all the time. And also by that time. Wait, is it a physical damage buff? Wait. Is it a physical damage buff or is it universal? So it's 20% physical. So once you have the Shadow Heart, the Shadow Heart gives you 10%. Possessed Shadow Heart gives you 20%, except it doesn't, because all of your weapons are like half physical, half planar. So your buff actually stays about the same, except it's not because you're fighting planar enemies, so your buff gets worse. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Possessed Shadow Atrium should give them universal multipliers rather than physical. But like, whatever. Flat planar? No. You cannot give flat planar buffs because the Bright Shade staff exists. Flat planar buffs are not okay. Hello, Miyako Baba. I have not seen you before. Thanks for the raid. Yeah, you cannot give flat planar buffs. It's way too powerful. Because it scales disgustingly based on how many times you're hitting. Hello, Raiders! Welcome, my name is Jakeki Surus, and I play Don't Starve too much. Welcome. How did they one-up themselves by making the Shadow Affinity even worse?
I don't know, but right, I don't know. Not only did they decrease the number, but because it's attached to these robots and their behavior is kind of whack. So if when the boss moves, which it will, because you know bosses move, they like lose range, so they stop scanning, go to return to you, but then see that you're attacking the boss, and then go back to the boss to start scanning again to give you the damage buff. So not only is the damage buff now 20%, but also they're not scanning all of the time, so it's like less than that.
Nice.
Yes, the official response is currently smiley face. I do feel sorry for the clay devs. If any clay dev watch my stuff, I like get so salty. It must be so disheartening when I'm talking. I get so salty. Yeah, what's weird? All of the debuffing stuff in the game, it's not actually debuffing stuff. Like you'll apply a vex to an enemy. It doesn't make the enemy take more damage. It makes it so that every player that attacks the vex enemy do more damage. You know what I mean? Because if it made it so the enemy takes more damage, that would make your damage go up multiplicatively rather than multiplying with your own damage. You know what I'm saying? Also, apparently the Vex no longer works for other people, just the person using the drones. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. But it's like kind of whack. But like it's fine. Like this much effort for a 20% damage boost that isn't even a 20% damage boost because they're not scanning it all the time. Whereas you've got other characters who just get like just to like, this is 20% except it's not 20%, it's close to maybe 10%. You get 10% just by unlocking this. Granted, it only works against Luna stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Like this is a lot of effort for 20% damage buff that isn't a 20% damage buff. Wickford spawns in is better than this. Yeah, WX has a kill Fueweaver, plug in a possessed Shadow Atrium, make all these, and they still don't have enough, don't have more damage than Wickford. Beautiful. Marvelous, actually. It's actually glorious. But honestly, I think this is kind of just this is the problem with having betas, because people are used to a certain something, and then you replace it, people are going to complain. What's happening? We're complaining about the affinities. So I've kind of basically thrown Lunar Vessel in the garbage. Cool concept, but the execution is bad. So the bots just end up executing themselves. They'll just run straight into a boss and kill themselves. So like this is bad just because the logic for the bots is pretty bad. And then this is like just what it was before, but harder to access. Forget they implanted the universal damage buff already in Wolfgang Tree. I think the universal damage buff is unintended. Legit. I think the universal damage buff is just unintended. Because the whole point of introducing planar damage is that it scales down all of the physical damage to bring everyone back in line for the end game bosses, right? So, and universal damage multipliers just completely goes against that. Because it scales up your planar damage, which goes against the reason of even having planar damage. So I legit think that universal damage multipliers are unintended. These flying chaps, they are replacing the damage buff of the Shadow Atrium and Possessed Shadow Atrium. Each one gives a 5% damage buff when they're scanning. Except they don't always scan, because if the boss moves too far away, which is like, as in like what, like half tile or one tile, they then they stop scanning, come back to you, and then they realize you're attacking and go back to the boss. Wolfgang has a flat planar buff. Yeah, but Wolfgang's tree is kind of boring. And also they specifically made it not work with the Bright Shade staff because you'd get way too much motion value from the Bright Shade staff. Would it still be preferable to use Shadow at the start? Yeah. Like, even with all the fixes, so these guys use repair kits now, but it's like, it's very inconvenient to use these guys. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be truly making these guys alive, giving them a hunger, bean booster, health, and then keeping them alive for the entirety of everything, and then fighting them, using them against bosses. If you use them against bosses, they have to have maxed out health, otherwise they die way too fast, or you have to give them food. And yeah, I don't think you're doing this. You give them enough health to survive the boss, and then you let them die, and then revive them for free with the Jeweled Crown. And that's it. But do feel bad, player. I hope people don't get too frustrated over this. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. It's fine. You just a Shadow Affinity, but you probably ignore everything. Or you just go for no Affinity. But also the Nightmare Fuel Overload is kind of cool.
few stat tweaks. I mean, in my opinion, these guys just need to be detached from the range boosting stuff, because it's very clear that these guys are just incomplete without increased range. And then the Lunar boys, they just need 3 simple rules, I think. 1, attack when the leader is attacking. 2, stay away from danger. 3, stay close to the leader. With those 3 rules, I think like everything is fixed. They would kite perfectly fine. And yeah, they could even mix in when rule number 2 kicks in, stay away from danger. They check if you're kiting and they try to copy your kiting. But right now they just don't. If you're not attacking, like for Fuel Weaver, for example, they'll just be sat under Fuel Weaver and get hit by attacks. Like, it's so stupid. Yeah, the drops are still the same. I know I'm probably late to something, but overall that seems that more WXC than being a pseudo shadow magician guy. Oh yeah, like the bots make more sense. Like that's fine. Make them have the ability to AoE if they really need to do something there. I guess if you plug in enough, if you give them enough range, maybe these guys unlock AoE scanning, so they can like scan an area and everything in that area takes more damage. But like, yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly. It's like, what would you rather have? Tinkering 2. So this is armor from circuits, processing circuits. I forget what that one does. B booster gives a shield, and Gastro gains are boosted. Or would you have? I mean, honestly, I think this is the skill tree still. You do this and you do this because these are still damage buffs. It's still damage buffs. It's still kind of good. They can't be destroyed, which is notable. If they got swiped by a boss and they would die, then I wouldn't bother. It doesn't seem like it. So range booster doesn't, but this skill does. That's weird. Surely, like, range booster should help all of them. Ah, well. Alright, I'm not gonna... I wasn't planning on playing today, and I'm still not, because I'd rather go outside. I'll go outside, do some gardening. Ultra was fine. If you're on a switch button for auto picking. Yeah, I think they probably wanted to avoid, like, switch buttons, but, like, I agree. I think Shadow Infinity was, like, fine before. This, like, I'm just mad because it's been nerfed, right? But this makes more sense. You make drones which then scan the enemy to then make you do a damage buff, rather than a magical shadow heart you plug in that then whips enemies and then you get a shadow buff. You get a buff. Like that, it makes more sense to have drones that does it. WX actualization breaks the game since it came out. Do you know if they fix it? Does it not enter anymore to modded worlds because of instant crashes caused by WX? Oh, I don't know. If it's a modded world to play, it's just kind of like that's not their problem. That helps with collect the drones. Don't see why I would not do the same combat drones. I think it's cooler. I also think it's cooler, but it's overall just like a nerf. Like, assuming they fix the logic of these stupid Lunar bots, then this will be fine, but it's still like late game. I don't think anyone's going to be going to Lunar Island, getting even just one clone, and then like feeding it to keep it alive to then help, and then also it can just really easily die to a boss, and it will drain your resources because it doesn't kite as perfectly as you. I don't think you're doing this. I think you're doing this after you've got the Enlightened Crown for fun. Like, for fun. Or you're doing it for Fuel Weaver, because that's kind of funny, because it's like extra damage. But I think you just Shadow Affinity. Much simpler. Much simpler, and you get a damage boost that goes to you, and it doesn't cost any more resources. You don't think you should get a new craft encapsulate regular assault? Ooh, that would be quite big. That would kind of fix some stuff. If you could make like a bad Phasmo encapsulator that's really cheap, like Moonglass and a Bugnet, I guess. And it like and it can capture only normal Gestalts, and like it leaks over time or something. Because then you could capture, or maybe not leaks over time. Because my point is then you can go to Lunar Island, capture a bunch of Gestalts, bring them back to your base, and you can use those Gestalts to fuel your chassis every time they die. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to keep going back to Lunar Island. That's maybe too much in the weeds. Because right now, this is way too much effort. You have to keep going to somewhere with the Gestalts to revive the bodies. Which means you need to destroy the bodies, take them to the Gestalts, plug all their circuits back in, then let them get possessed. Whereas in the late game, don't worry about it. Just put on your crown, let them get possessed by a normal Gestalt, take them to wherever the good Gestalts are, kill them, then let them get possessed again for free. So these are quite inconvenient to use. Very cool in concept. Very cool in concept, though. It's all your fault. Yes. It's your perfect quote for clones which get progressively dumber. Yeah, every update they've just got kind of worse. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope they fix these so that they're good. And this is like fine, whatever. It's like not nearly as powerful as other people's affinity. Honestly, the best part of this affinity is the chugging nightmare fuel. So to override your charge bar. Like, that's so legit. Like, against Crab King, I messed up and got too wet and it drained my charge bar. At which point, I would have started chugging nightmare fuel to keep it maxed out. Just to keep my circuit, my spin cycle circuits active. Like, that's very legit. Very cool, Clay. Very cool. Like, that's actually cool. So, Shadows just for that, honestly. Because that is WX's big weakness. Now you can temporarily override the weakness. Or you can full-time override it if you have enough nightmare fuel, I suppose. But yeah, very cool. New WX change good. It's like... These guys, their logic is bad. And they've nerfed this, but it's cool. Like, you can chug a nightmare fuel. That's kind of my opinion. Should I record a quick... Oh, I can't bother to... I honestly just can't bother to record a video for the second channel. Because what have they changed? I could just read the changes, I suppose, but like... These guys are just... The logic is still just bad. But they can fix stuff, which is cool. This has a nightmare fuel override, which is cool. You know, I can't bother making a video. Like, they just upload the VOD. That's so lazy. Anywho, I'm gonna go now. I was gonna go outside today, and I still am. So let's raid someone. Thanks for watching, lads. Watching me be salty for like an hour and a half. Let's raid. Oh my goodness, I don't recognize anyone streaming. We'll raid Cranky Old Dude. Alright, have a good weekend, everybody. Goodbye. Like, I probably won't make a video on this because I hope that it will get fixed and changed. So we're just gonna wait. Remember gamers, keep smiling. I might stream tomorrow, but if not, Monday. Anyway, I'm gonna go outside now. Goodbye. Have a good weekend. Remember to smile all over Cranky Old Dude. Smile all over Cranky Old Dude. Do you understand your mission? Smile everywhere. Yes.